Oh yeah, buddy. We got new glasses so that we can look Puerto Rican again. All right, we got a few. I'm just gonna show you the trades I took this week. Some good, some bad. Today was one winner, one loser. I think we would have netted out negative, but we had this big downtrend early in the day. Um, I thought it was bouncing early, right here, and I took this trade, um, which was okay. It didn't it didn't it almost hit my take profit. Maybe I should have taken it out right here because I wouldn't wasn't really certain. This wasn't great price action. So I think that would have been like a quarter risk. And then same with this one. I figured now we're in a downtrend. Um, Same with this one here. You can't fucking see any of this shit, honestly. But I saw a delta divergence. To be fair, though, this was a delta divergence as well, I think. Like this situation, except this would have told you it was going long, and it did for a little bit. But this big zone I had drawn down here, I think it was daily. This for our daily. This turned out to be where it. So I basically just got impatient. That was where it actually bounced a little further, and it's still above that zone. But it's below VWAP, so it doesn't. We'll see what happens over the weekend. But basically, I figured now we're going short. Um, I'm going to take this off of a. Why did I take that? This is a zone here, and I figured we would have a reaction that retraces this. This turned out to be the actual long reaction, but it was good enough for 22 points. Not enough to recover the 34 that I lost here, but um, not bad. And that's about all you can get out of it. Maybe a little more. Uh, let's keep it moving here. I just want to get through these. Did I have two W's yesterday? I did. Wow. And yesterday was a little weird. It was a little, you can see it kind of coiling up here. It didn't really become like a trending day. And I guess you got a flag there, but I don't really trade flags. I don't know what a flag is. I don't like breakouts. I don't like trading breakouts. So I don't worry about that stuff. When I see it forming, I'm just like, all right, something's probably going to happen. I don't know what it is. Just going to stay out. But I was trying to get some clarity. And I think this was a divergence. Volume pushed it down with no reward in the price action. So price action won out. Buyers winning out on price. And I marked that because that was a good entry. But I actually entered. I missed that, and I when it came back down here, I had like a imaginary limit order that I put in right here. So this would have been where I entered. Lucky enough, it came back down. This was the real entry though, and that went straight up. And you could have taken that, I think, to that was POC. I don't know if that was there before, but take it to POC, take it to the high, take it to the high of the 1801 reg channel was as high as that went for the day. That was like, yeah, I remember that now. That was fucking dozy. Um, and then this one didn't quite. That was the end. At the end of the day, maybe if this had been earlier in the day, that would have made it further up, um, past value area or up to value area. But why did I take this one? A little bit of a. We broke this high. Cumulative delta was looking good. I would say this. We broke over the VWAP and then like broke that high and then bounced off VWAP again. That's probably why I took it. I think this isn't like a fantastic trade, honestly, but you know, and then it just bounced through. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but it looked to be forming a base on VWAP, um, and then pushed higher. So two winners. It's not bad. I didn't take any trades Wednesday, right? No, I don't think I actually saw any either. Everything was a little bit. It kept like you can see how it's just distributing a lot. This is this a, no, that's not a good trade. That would have been a little risky because like these are not. There's a lot of wicks, but this is not like a. These are not red bars. But look at this. Pushing lower here. Cumulative delta pushing really high to no avail, and that's where it finally gave out. So I don't think that's the worst trade if you want to take that, especially because this movement broke below here. I'll mark that as something. It's a little, maybe a little risky. What could you have gotten from there? $18. So I think when I go back in, I'd be comfortable taking like 250 a trade, $250 risk a trade. Um, that's gonna give me because trade, what is it? Trade day? No, my funded futures. They lowered their risk from 2,500 with these new changes to 2,000. So that's pretty substantial. Really tightened up. And cool. Work emails. So I don't want to be, I might have been comfortable with 500 before. That'd be pushing it a little bit, but now 500. If you have 2 bad days, you're out pretty much. I think if I take two, I haven't. I will say this. This is pretty good actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't taken 2 losing trades in a day in a long. Like I can't remember the last time. I take one for sure, and that'll be the only trade for the day. But I think if I take two, that's probably just call it there, and that would mean $500 a day is my max loss, and that would mean 4 losing days at 250 risk a trade is takes you out. And so that's just if you get unlucky, if you have a bad week, that's you're out. So I'd like a little padding there. This seems like not the worst place to enter if you start to get this candle here. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. Cumulative delta doesn't really support that. I mean, it's moving up for sure, but there's not really a divergence. So I don't know. Yeah, again, didn't see that much. Just not the right price action, I guess. Yeah. Nothing on Tuesday, apparently. Really. How strange. How strange. Nothing on Tuesday. This seems like a good place to go short, but you probably just take a loss in there. It's coming out of a larger time zone. Dude, these demand zones that I'm drawing, it's bouncing out of them, brother. Okay? It's bouncing out of them. Got it? It's just a matter of when. Sometimes, again, I say this all the time, but I'm just edifying it for myself and for the 0 people watching. You don't want to see this and then buy and then hope it goes like that. It will do that, but you can't just buy there. You want to see this and then this and then this and then you buy here. Okay? You can be a risky boy, but you will just be catching falling knives all the time. You've seen it happen. Oh, I took a trade. Took a loser here. And this was early and I was a little excited. Yeah, I was definitely excited. I was seeing this thing happen. Um and this was barely just poking above this kind of zone up here. I mean, that could have worked, but that's early in the day. And I obviously got faked out on some not that great candles. Looking at the this blue reg channel. Okay, so that was the L for Tuesday. Um, let's go into replay mode. I'm gonna try to not look at the price action for Monday. Where's Monday? What is this? Monday afternoon. I'm gonna delete this. Why did I draw that out if I wasn't looking at Monday? Seems like a glitch. Okay. Let's just start right at the beginning. Right at the beginning. This is confusing as fuck. A little bit slightly P-shaped profile. Let's go up here. Yesterday was a big move up. No, let's see that. There is this. I don't know if I'm gonna draw that. Big zone. Let's put in this zone. This is 4 hour. Uh, 4 hour. Yeah, so it was a big push up on Friday and then Monday pre-market and just hanging out up there. It's good enough for me. And whatever this is, get this out of my sight. Okay. Let's play. Let's play, boys. What I am seeing though right now is that this kind of level is holding this zone, and there has just been a massive dump in volume right there that resulted in a wick and a green candle. So, and that's right at the value area low. This isn't like a setup. This isn't like something I would take, but it's a little scary. Yeah, that seems like a fake out. That sell. Um, I'm just gonna do this because I feel like it could shoot up. Value very low. Ooh. The fake out becomes the faker becomes the fakey, and that's why also I don't take that trade. Yeah, that was a really convincing cumulative delta fake out. That's another kind of fake out. Again, the market's been open for 10 minutes. So, oh, I didn't draw those two. It's a little bit down. Bounced right out of the bottom of that one. Feels like a pretty tight. It's like a 45 point value, right? So pretty tight. Definitely pushing up. See how I drew that box and it just moved? Boxes have power. Just kidding. I don't love that because of the candle that happened right here is not great. And it was kind of grinding down before it sold off. So I wonder if it's going to start reversing. It is taking a lot of time to move down, though. Where'd you go back? Why did you go back there, bro? Oh, I love that. I'm still just not sure what's going on. This is all. Just not a lot of strong movements. No. Okay. Finally breaking away upside. Everyone gave up. Hmm. I do want to see if I can get this to work. I do want to see what this looks like. Forget. It's kind of what Tuesday was like. It was like it felt grindy and it felt like I couldn't get a handle on what bias to have. And if you can't get a handle on bias to have, just don't trade because you're lying to yourself. You're gambling. You don't know what's happening. The base. Dang, bro. I did some hill sprints today, and that fucking beats the shit out of you, by the way. But they're really good. I just have a feeling this is not going to be any kind of day. Test the other side of the value area, perhaps. Just doing the same thing on the other side now. All right, what's happening here? Pushing down, and we're forming a base that's actually moving up a little bit. So if a white boy can get a little motion in here, um, I mean, this looks kind of good, but this didn't break anything. So I would like a little price action. I feel like I've been ignoring price action, and price action was my day one OG. Yeah, there you go. CBD is just CBD is not a guarantee. CBD is not a guarantee. Yeah, I gotta lean on price action. I gotta trust those price action instincts. That's just why I'm staying out right now. It's like the trust your gut episode. Except the trades here are much less tempting than that episode, but um, my gut is just still saying nothing is happening and nothing's going to happen. I would love some like crispy bread dipped in olive oil, toasted with butter, and a little bit of sea salt on that. I'm just thinking about food. I'm just thinking about food, man. I can't think about nothing else, man. Come on. Yeah, nothing's happening, dude. That was a weird day. If you made money, congrats. Um, but honestly, don't, it looks like it's gonna bounce because there's a a heavy P shape. So actually, let's see if it. Well, it's after 4 minutes, so it doesn't. Okay. Surprised this video wasn't longer. When I tried to skip through the days, this week, the trades I actually took. Um, but I know those are very confusing. Okay, yeah. So I was curious here. Um, so that did turn out to be the bottom. And I wonder if okay, I'm very confused. I think we're over here. Yeah, that turned out to be the bottom. I wonder if there's some kind of zone here. This was the big zone. Not really. You'd have to go lower. So one of those days. I'm not done with you yet, boy. Okay, so clearly something was here. There's a reason why it bounced. This is like, I mean, that is a zone. It's kind of like, why would you draw that zone in particular, though? You know, it's just like it's a Friday morning zone. I mean, you can just extend all of your zones that never got hit, and maybe one day they'll get hit. That's kind of what happened. It didn't quite. Yeah. So something was going on there. That became the base, and it really just moved up from there. It bounced out of that zone again overnight. Try pretty nice, pretty decent reaction, but price action doesn't look good. If you happen to be watching that at 1:30 in the morning, I don't really like that entry. Uh, but it's kind of, you're in a low volume area from yesterday. Uh, this node kind of carried over to the next day, and then some. Oh, wow, it really fucking shot up. Um, Point of control sort of became value area low. It really moved. But then, oh no, that was just a big uptrend. Okay. Yeah. But the next day became a B shape, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of, I know I need to look at these higher time frames. Look, this is 1 minute, but I need to look at these like daily profiles and kind of suss things out a little bit. Figure out, because the POC like becomes relevant the next day still. POC just like moves up a little bit. POC moves down a little bit. So now you're like, okay, we're not really POC's flattening out, and we had really thin volume up here. So at this point, maybe you could surmise that we're going lower, and that is indeed the next day we go lower. And that's Friday today. Okay. It's a B-shaped profile. So I also wonder if this is with starting to formulate a little. Let's formulate some theories here, dude. We saw the bounce out of this higher time frame. Maybe it wants to come down to this higher time frame zone, but I think this was the 1 day. I don't know why it's doing that now, but so that should be a pretty substantial zone. A lot of stuff is happening here, which could mean shorts getting out, because I think we're in an overall uptrend. So I wonder if the weekend or Monday or next week we start to see an upward continuance, right? That's one idea. Is one idea. This is not a very deep pullback though, so this kind of is more easy to see I mean, not more easy, but the candles are clear. I mean, the candles aren't even that clear. All right. Have a good weekend.